I just entered a tournament in a group that I'm in, and it was actually really, really good. I had my butt handed to me just earlier, so I guess I'm out of the tournament. He was playing a really, really good deck. Blame him. It was a really, really good deck. Like I didn't expect it at all. Oops, sorry for that, my friends. Number two, um, how do I say this? I'm sorry for the cluster of mess. I know it's not really adequate right now, but please forgive me for that. And of course, the last and final thing, I want to ask you guys for forgiveness because of the fact that I am using a lot of proxies. I know, I know why am I using proxies? Well, reason being is because I don't have the cards right now, so I'm using proxies, and at least I'm not proxying the entire deck like I'm doing with one of my other decks. So that's a plus side. And besides, I made better proxies this time. Granted, they don't have the video. I mean, granted, they don't have the pictures. Granted, they do still kind of stink, but hey, I'm I'm dealing with what I got to deal with. And when I get the real cards, I'm not sure if I've already made this deck list, but if let's begin, shall we? Three. Um, Wild Hope. Wild Hope is is one of your main monsters that you want to see at three. You'll always want to see him in your starting hand. If your starting hand is good, this card, its float effect is phenomenal. Or by card effect, search and change your abyss. I mean your other abyss at running. And of course, great link material. Next three we're running is guys. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. Hopefully it can focus. Zoom out. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so we run three of Abyss Actor Leading Lady. Leading Lady is your main monster for baiting your opponent, catfishing your opponent into destroying. So when you set just he destroys, and then you just get a set an Abyss script, and then not only that for damage that either player would have taken, essentially you just the ability to drain your opponent's monster's attack, which is extremely good. Pendulum Scale is you get to add an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster back from your deck, back from your extra deck. In a sense, by the battle damage you would have taken equal or less than its attack. Next through run is your recycling monster, which is three Curtain Razor. Curtain Razor is your recycling monster, as I said before. He recycles everything by milling he recycles all your Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters by just milling your what's it called, just by milling your Abyss scripts, which comes in handy. And of course you can special him from your extra deck. I mean from your Pendulum Scale if you control no monsters once per duel, and while he's the only monster on your side of the field, he becomes a 2200 beat stick. Next, and one of the main monsters that we run in this deck is three Superstar. Superstar is really, really good. Allows you to set your Abyss scripts once per turn, and of course, when it's no more special summon, your opponent cannot activate any card or effect, which is extremely good. And it makes all of your rank 7 plays a lot more easier. Next, we run, and one of the proxies that we run in the main deck is of course three Melomadonna. Melomadonna's effect is you could pay 1,000 life points, add one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon any other monsters except Abyss Actor monsters for the rest of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. and then and then of course its monster attack, its monster effect is gains 100 attack for every abyss script in your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effect of Abyss Actor Melamodona once per turn. When a pendulum monster you control is destroyed by battle, special summon this card from your hand, or if an Abyss script is activated, special summon one level 4 lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck, but return it during your end phase. So you can easily make a lot of plays, and of course it is a its attack and defense is the swapped of superstars. And of course, it's still level 7, so she makes it all better. Oh, my back is itching, guys. I'm sorry. Going into the one ofs, we run one evil heal. Evil heal is mainly to drain your opponent's monster's attack, but you contribute it and place an abyss actor monster in your extra deck. I mean, into your scale. Funky Comedian mainly because tribute one of your abyss actors and target another one, and it gains that attack. And not only that, but it's a good scale 8. One funky comedian. I mean, Trinity Understudy mainly because Trinity Understudy helps you bring out your evil heal, and of course you can easily play off. Have one of her in the scale, have have a funky comedian in the scale, or Twinkle Little Star. Have one of her on the field in face of defense. Then activate, say, one of your one of like, Rise of the Abyss King, then effect special effect because you have two tribute special and you just popped off on a better way of getting out your evil heal. Okay, so and of course when destroyed you get a set actor pendulum monster with 1500 or less, one level 4 or lower, one level 4 abyss actor pendulum monster. Then of course one Twinkle Little Star mainly because she's a scale 9, and of course by her effect she cannot be destroyed by battle. She cannot be destroyed by battle if you special summon her. Uh, one of one of this card mainly because you can actually switch control of your monsters. So if your opponent has a higher attack monster and you have a low attack monster, just effect from your scale, just switch the two, then destroy him, and you get a pop off on another effect with Electromite. One Orthros for synchro summoning. Going into the spells and traps, we do run three Rise of the Abyss King, Rise of the Abyss King for destroying your opponent's Rise of the Abyss King for destroying your opponent's any mainly for searching out your best scripts even faster, and also for getting your if used correctly to terraforming to search out field spell, which is Abyss Playhouse. One Pendulum Paradox because Pendulum Paradox allows you to add two Pendulum monsters with different names but the same scales. Allure of Darkness for draw power, and of course a Regeki for damage for wiping your opponent's board clean. Moving into the X, so two Odd Eyes is your negator for attacks, and of course your special summoner for your Odd Eyes monsters that you run in the extra deck. Number 11 Big Eye mainly to gain not only that, but you gain extra it gains extra attack for each time you would take mainly because opponent's monster and deal your opponent damage equal to your opponent's monster's attack. So that's actually extremely effective. One one Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer, mainly to pop your scales when need be, or shuffling your opponent's and to shuffle your opponent's pesky monsters. Rise Vortex effect. You just essentially get to bounce your opponent's monster back to his hand card, even though it's banned. Rip. One Odd Eyes Venom Dragon, mainly because, of course, it's like Starving Venom, but even better. One Proxy Dragon, mainly because more link zone, more zones opened up. Wee Witch's Apprentice, mainly to make my monsters gain more attack if they're dark, which this entire deck is based on dark monsters. There's hardly a single light monster on the field. And one Electromite, mainly because it is a must in every pendulum based deck. Two Supreme King Gate 0, need to bring out a Dragon type, a Fusion or Synchro Dragon type monster. Or if I need the extra scale 0, of a Rescue Hamster, mainly because it allows me to add, like, when this and you have face up level 5 or lower pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can attribute this card. Choose one of those one face up level 5 or lower pendulum monster from your extra deck. Special summon two monsters from your deck with the same name as that card. So, in a sense, this card plays out tremendously well with this deck. That's why I'm citing it for now. It is a really good card because if you have one of your like one leading lady or one curtain raiser in your extra deck, just normal effect tribute special summon two of either leading lady or any of your, which helps out even more than that. One Odd Eyes Unicorn, mainly because extra scale 8, and it's overall just good. A good extra attack. After Pendulum, the Draco Overlord. The reason why we're citing him is mainly because negate the effects of all face-up Pendulum monsters while your opponent controls them. So good against my opponent's Pendulum monsters. And not only that, but at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, destroy both this Pendulum monster, destroy both this card and that monster. So that actually does it's going up against certain versions of decks, like going up against Pendulum Magicians. You will have the upper hand. Then we're citing the entire, well, mostly the almost all of the entire Mythical Beast engine. So we're running. Hold on, guys. Okay, so we're running three Mythical Beast King Cyberus. I mean Mythical Beast Master Cyberus, mainly because just in a sense, just remove 4 spell counters, and of course, banish one of your opponent's. Also, this monster gains attack equal to that monster's original attack, which is actually extremely good in every case scenario because this card is so have one fantastic mainly because I don't have Fire Dragon's Lair. So Pendulum Storm is the next best thing. And besides, it's an extra scale popper. So that helps out even better. And then, of course, one Pendulum Reborn, mainly because you actually are going to want to be bringing back your Odd Eyes Venom Dragon multiple times. So I side Pendulum Reborn mainly because if I need to bring him back, this card